For 2 years, Maya has been stuck wondering why her ex left her. It's a complete disaster for Maya, says a psychologist who shares the simplest and most effective method to break the pattern. Can't find peace. She dreams of escaping the mental loop and starting to truly live her life again. Yet she keeps falling back into the same question. Why didn't he want me? I torment myself with specific memories, thinking how I'd do anything to go back and handle things differently. Why did I get so angry that time he stayed out way too late with the guys and I yelled that this wasn't a life I wanted? What if I had just counted to 10 every time I came home tired and hungry from work instead of yelling about all the things he hadn't done? Why didn't I just make a bit more effort to look fresh and attractive when we sat on the couch in the evenings? Still haunted by the breakup. These are just some of the intrusive thoughts Maya has today. She was left by her boyfriend 2 years ago, and for 2 whole years, she has obsessed over every mistake. She's mentally dissected the entire 4 year relationship so thoroughly that it has drained her completely at times. Why? She believes she's looking for answers and peace of mind. An intense love? Maya and Frederick met in their late 20s, early 30s. Both had been single for a while, actively dating and looking for true love. When mutual friends introduced them one night at a bar, there was no doubt. This was it. The chemistry was instant, and they quickly lost track of everything else around them. They drank, laughed, kissed all night, and met again the next day, and the next, and the next. Before long, they were a couple. It was so intense. I remember it almost didn't feel real, like I was floating on a pink cloud. Taking steps together. Shortly after meeting, they moved in together. 6 months later, they got a dog. For the first 3 years, Maya felt she had everything she could wish for in a relationship. They talked deeply, laughed often, traveled, split bills, dreamed of children, connected with each other's families, and formed a shared friend group. Even after the honeymoon phase passed, it still felt good. But then something started to feel off. She was the one to bring it up. We had stopped touching each other. Not completely, but it wasn't like it used to be. Trying to reignite the spark. She confronted Frederick about it directly, feeling confident in the relationship. She didn't think for a second that the relationship would end. She just wanted a good conversation. Frederick agreed. He'd also noticed the lack of intimacy. They sometimes went weeks without sex, and most of their evening talks were about chores. So they decided to fix it. They added bi-weekly date nights, going out, cooking together, or doing fun activities. Phones were to be put away, focus was to be on each other. They also promised to kiss when coming home from work and say, "I love you," every night before bed. I probably read those tips in a magazine. Did it work? Well, now I'm sitting in my tiny apartment, single at 32, with a snoring little divorce dog beside me. She tries to make light of it, but the breakup hit her harder than expected. From in control to left behind. I was devastated and shocked by how the breakup unfolded. I went from being the one addressing the problems to him suddenly taking the lead and then leaving me. I thought our issues were mutual and solvable. I was confident we had enough tools to work through it. I was wrong. Left with no answers. She was heartbroken and overwhelmed with questions. What hurt most was how quickly Frederick ended things and refused to explore options like therapy. I couldn't understand how he gave up on something so good so fast. The moment the breakup became real, it was all logistics. Selling the apartment, dividing furniture, deciding custody for the dog. His reason? "I just don't feel the same anymore, and you can't force those feelings," he told her. He repeated that line often, and she was left with nothing but confusion. It never ends. That confusion still lingers. 2 years have passed. The apartment has been sold. Maya bought her own place, and they share custody of the dog. From the outside, Maya seems to have it all together. She has a successful career, a wide social circle, and gets plenty of attention from men. But the heartbreak left deep scars. What started as natural reflection has turned into chronic self-blame. It's like the overthinking never ends. The peace I'm searching for just never comes. She says, "You're not alone." This is a common psychological pattern. Many women, across forums and age groups, express the same, obsessing over an ex, replaying the past, carrying guilt and regret. It's ruining her chances for happiness. Letting an ex take up this much space is a disaster. It makes it impossible to move on and meet someone new, says the psychologist. Is all this overthinking helping her? Number. She's just searching for answers and blaming herself for everything. These thoughts are ruining her chances of happiness. My experience in therapy shows even if she had done everything differently, the result wouldn't have changed. Now it's about shifting focus and accepting that it ended. Maybe even realizing it's for the best. We're addicted to what ifs. Some people become addicted to analyzing the past. Searching for closure can become like an addiction, like chasing a dopamine high. So, how do you stop? The psychologist gives two main tips: redirect yourself from the good memories, distract yourself with something new. We tend to remember only the good parts and forget the reasons it ended. When you're in love, your brain is flooded with dopamine, and that's what you crave. But getting your ex back won't fix that. The real solution: you have to develop a realistic view of the relationship and let go of the fantasy. If not, you risk erasing yourself in the process just to get someone back who's already moved on. She tried dating again. Maya has tried dating. She's been on Tinder, went on a few blind dates, and even dated one guy for several months. He was kind, stable, everything she was looking for, but she pushed him away. One minute I was fully into it, the next I pulled back. I wasn't ready. My head was still with Frederick. He eventually gave up. I was disappointed in myself. Why couldn't I just move on? Frederick has, he already has a new partner. She says this with a bitter laugh. But she knows the truth. She's not ready. What should she do now? The simplest and most modern method to escape this pattern is metacognitive therapy. When the thoughts come, say stop. You learn to understand that you don't need to follow every thought. You train your brain to step back and recognize the pattern. It's also helpful to reflect on deeper causes, perhaps past rejection, emotionally absent parents, or earlier losses. When should you seek therapy? If you've been ruminating over an ex for 2 years, it's time. The good news for Maya is she's aware of the issue. Awareness is step one. What she needs now is to practice stopping the unhelpful thoughts. That's the key to moving on. What about distraction? Distraction isn't about denial. It's about finding ways to process grief without getting stuck in rumination. Cold plunges, a run, coffee with friends, reading a good book. These are healthy ways to move forward. The more you practice, the easier it gets.